All right. Well, welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
We're rolling.
We are rolling. You said you don't have an offensive bone in your body.
No.
Well,
I'm offensive, but I don't get offended.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a pro. I'm going to turn this to airplane mode. Forgot about that.
So mom doesn't call again.
Mom doesn't call again. Yeah. Well, sometimes you get like waves that like go like static. They put static in here.
If you put it on top of an amp, it'll do that.
It'll do that?
Yeah, your amp will be like...
Okay, why does it do that though?
I couldn't tell you.
Magic.
Yeah.
Maybe it's magic.
It might be.
Invisible
it might be
waves.
Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's lies. Maybe it's Maybelline. It's probably lies. Mm-hmm. You've seen that Michelle Wolf stand up at the congressional dinner?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I got that from.
A good man.
Reference lost. Still don't get it. That aside, okay, what's your name and what do you do?
I am Lydia Liza, and I'm just a man about town.
All right. Which town?
Either one.
Any town?
Yeah, St. Paul or Minneapolis.
What do you prefer? St. Paul or Minneapolis?
St. Paul. I know.
Wow, okay, girl. All right.
I know.
All right. You're from Minneapolis or are you from St. Paul?
St. Paul.
You're from St. Paul?
Yeah.
Did you go to high school out there?
Yeah.
Where?
I went to Central.
You went to Central?
I did.
This whole time I thought you went to South.
No.
Okay, because some people that went to Central, they seem like they kind of got the same cadence
It's
that
the
they went to
same
South.
vibe.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
My dad went to South.
Did you ever know Mr. Bachman, the math teacher?
I know that name.
Tall white guy, blonde hair.
No.
That's my brother-in-law.
Oh.
Yeah, he teaches there.
Well, hello, Mr. Bachman.
Hi, Mr. Bachman. That's going to be interesting. All that aside, so you went to St. Paul Central. Wow, I feel like this is like a whole new world now. Like I have to like talk to you differently because you went to St. Paul.
So what?
I don't know. It's like a little different. Like when I discover people like are from Edina or they went to Southwest, I'm like,
that's different.
Well,
that's way different than going to Central. When people from St. Paul find out I went to Central, they're like, oh, so you're weathered. You're battle ready.
Battle.
Yeah.
War ready.
Yeah.
As DJ Khaled would call it. Why would they say you're weathered if you're from Central?
It was just like a rougher school than like Highland or any of those other Cretan. Those kind of schools.
Yeah, tell me something that's, not rougher. I mean, Cretan's got to be,
We're talking about like still a lot of white people.
Yeah, well, it's Minnesota.
Yeah.
So let's not leave that world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a man about town. Have you ever toured before with your music?
Not mine, but I toured with Justin Courtney Pierre for his first solo record.
Okay, so you're a man about many towns when you're touring.
I've toured, yeah.
Yeah. How many towns did you do?
We were gone for like 2 or 3 months. We did East Coast and West Coast.
So before you went on it, did you look at the list? How did you feel when you looked at the list of cities? Did it cause any anxiety? Or were you're like, great.
Yeehaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you were on it, was there any point where you were like, I still have the same excitement? Or were you like,
I was like, I can't wait to go home. I would wake up and not know what town I was in sometimes.
Yeah, it becomes dissociative.
It totally does.
Did you ever forget the day that it was as well? Yep. And so while you were touring, did you notice anything? Like, were you able to like have access to like good food the whole time? Or were you like, Burger King again?
It depended.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple places we were like, we got to try like the food here. Like the Philadelphia, whatever they are known for. Is it hot dogs?
I think
or is
it's
it Philly cheesesteak?
Philly cheesesteak, yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone but me had a Philly cheesesteak. But we were trying out everything. But I think we ate like once a day.
Okay.
And it was usually the venue food or something.
Yeah, there you go.
I lost a lot of weight. I know. Touring is really.
It's just really.
Yeah. A lot of things.
And then
it's tough.
Well, yeah. Well, the other thing is that do you become a different person when you come back from touring?
Oh, I just was very specific about needing a lot of sleep when I came back.
Yeah, you were like...
I think I'm still recovering.
You're still recovering?
It was a year ago.
It was a year ago. All right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to be back to 100% in about 6 months here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, we'll have a party for you.
Looking forward to it.
Can't wait. So that being said, you're out on the road, you come back, you need sleep when you come back. Also, was there a point where you probably just needed more alone time, or were you still okay being around people? Because I know that being cooped up in a vehicle, it can start to get a little bit, like invasive.
Yeah. Before the tour, already was a very like isolating person.
Yeah.
And afterwards, yeah, I spent a lot of time alone. I really needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that like what?
I think it's still a thing.
Are you an introvert? Would you call yourself an introvert, I guess?
I wouldn't appear to be, but 100%.
Well, I mean, the thing with a lot of people that are introverts that are sometimes forcibly extroverts because of what they do.
Yeah.
You have to put on like your posture like a little bit sometimes. At least I'm speaking for myself. It's it's like I'm exhausted. I need to leave this room.
Yeah.
Can't be with you people.
Oh, that's so true.
So when you talk about alone time, you talk about introversion or sometimes posturing. Are you ever like when you're around people or you're doing a show, are you ever in your head like, whew, can't wait to get out of here and just shut down? When did you start to notice that about yourself?
I actually, when I went to treatment for alcohol abuse last March. And it was right after that when I was figuring out who I really was without being an alcoholic. That's when I figured it out, that I actually needed a ton of recharging time.
Yeah. And it's from some friends that have been through that, I don't know if you can speak to this, it's the not drinking part is like the tip of the iceberg. Like getting to the core of it is like a whole bigger journey.
Yeah. I think 20 months sober now.
Oh, shit, congratulations.
Thank you. But it's still like,
it's
a wild fucking ride.
Well, yeah. I mean, I again, from people I've known, it's never like I've made it. It's it's day to day, sometimes hour to hour.
It totally is. But that's like the mask for the substance.
Yeah.
For everything else.
How has it affected your music being sober?
I like writing a lot more now.
Okay.
Yeah. Before my critic in myself was so much louder.
Yeah.
And then once you start taking care of yourself and having a little self-compassion, you start to like what you're doing more and like yourself more and your thoughts more, and it's easier to write.
Yeah. And when you write, do you write when it comes to you, or do you like kind of like force yourself? You're like, all right, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna hammer this out. I really want to make something happen today. It's
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Because there is like the discipline of needing to show up for it every day. Yeah. I try to make that a practice. And sometimes I don't, but most days I'll journal, if nothing else. But a lot of times, like a full song is it just comes. But sometimes it's chipping away at it.
Yeah.
For months.
Yeah. I mean, I think John Mellencamp, he once said something about one of his songs, like one of his biggest hits.
What are you doing watching John Mellencamp interviews?
Girl, I don't know. I just heard of it a long time ago. It's about writing process. Not offended is offensive. Why are you watching John? But he said that he wrote that song within like a half an hour. I think it was like, I forget it's like the song that's on all the car commercials, but he wrote it within like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, you cheater.
Well, have you read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert?
No.
It's super pedantic and very arrogant, but she's talking about the creative process, and she brings up this idea that ideas themselves are living in a way, and they're choosing you specifically because they think you are the person to execute them.
That could have some credence. It sounds a little bit whimsical and like like Cirque du Soleil-ish, but I mean, I could maybe get into it. I mean,
it's an okay book. But that idea alone, I thought that was really cool because she talks about, if ideas are real and alive, then you need to be sitting down every day, disciplining yourself to show these ideas that you are going to respect their time.
And you're open to them as well.
And you're open to them, yeah.
Do you believe that's true?
I think so. Sometimes, especially when it's that half-hour song, and it just comes and it's like, done.
Yeah.
And you're like, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's just like something like worked its way through you.
Exactly. Like there's some lines I write, I'm like, I'm not that smart. It's... Yeah. I'm not that intuitive. No way.
Or sometimes I'm not that vulnerable. I would never say that.
I would never say that. It is far too genuine.
Are there any songs on your new album that are like that kind of happened that way?
No. I feel like a lot of those songs were chipped away at over months or years. I guess there were a couple. There was one song, No Fighter, which is about an ex-boyfriend that I was just feeling really mad and resentful. And just got it done.
That one seemed different than all the other songs. It almost sounds like it was recorded and mastered in like a different place.
It was recorded and mastered in the same place. We just wanted it to sound like the voicemail at the end of the song.
That's what, yeah. It sounded like it was a little like more raw and rough, and it was like, you know, like I know Erykah Badu in some of her albums, she'll be like, sorry, she'll like write a letter on it and be like, sorry guys, switched up the playlist at the last minute.
Yeah.
So there'll be like a different one on the liner than there is on the CD, and it's like, okay girl. But that No Fighter kind of reminded me of that when you just mentioned that, because it's like, put this one in, last one.
It was the last song I wrote for the record too. That was like a half-hour song.
Did it feel cathartic to be done with it?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And so... Which
makes me feel like it is you, you know, and I don't freaking know. It's so intangible, all of the creative life, I think.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? Like make it into a table or something like that? You can't... Like thoughts and like the idea of like that line going through, it's like, I can't see that shit. I can't smell it. I can't hear it. Well, I guess you can hear it. It's the only time it comes through the music. But
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The new album is called Of Unsound Mind. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay.
You nailed it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. And so I listened to it. Would this be safe to say it's like your debut solo album?
Yes.
Okay.
That's safe.
Okay. Is it safe?
It's definitely safe.
Okay.
It's the 4th or 5th compilation of recorded work that I've done, but this is my first, like, this is all Lydia, Liza. I did this.
Yeah. Do you ever think you'll make enough solo albums that you'll have one that's like self-titled?
No.
Okay.
I could never.
I mean,
Lydia Liza presents Lydia Liza. Performed by Lydia Liza.
I feel like it's a reach sometimes when it's like the self-titled album. Melissa Etheridge. Whoa.
How did we both?
The muse.
Amazing.
The intangible muse. Where is she? Where is she?
I don't know.
Speak to us. So with one of the songs, I'm curious, He Should Know By Now?
Yeah.
Whew, dear God.
Yeah.
There's a lot. As I'm listening to it, I'm like, God damn, this is a dragging and a reading right now.
Yeah.
Like, this is the whole story behind it. I don't know if I want to know, because it kind of presents itself, and I'm sure everybody interprets it differently for themselves. But there's a moment at the end of He Should Know By Now where you kind of have this Brandi Carlile moment, and you just really screech it out. Like you really scream it out. Was that something you envisioned before you started recording the song? Is that something that happened in the studio? I guess my question is, was it planned on, or was it something that happened when you were recording it or rehearsing it at some point?
I think it happened in a rehearsal or maybe even a show where I just went for it and then realized that would have to be part of it eventually. Mm-hmm. And then it depended on the show or the rehearsal and how I was how brave I was feeling. Yeah. But I knew I have like a laundry list of things I know I have to do eventually. Yeah. So when we went to record that song, I was like, I think I kind of gotta.
Yeah.
I kind of gotta. So then I just
let it rip.
Did it.
Did you get it on the first take?
Yeah, I think so. It was first or second.
It would almost be hard to imagine that song without that moment, because it builds and undulates, and then it like builds and undulates. Because I heard it, like, listened to like 2 or 3 times, and I was like, I thought I knew where the scream was gonna come, and it didn't, and I was like, oh, maybe I timed it wrong, and then it comes back, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can imagine the song without it. Like, it would be like an entirely different song.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
Sorry, I'm just caught up in wondering about it.
Yeah.
I Demand It. Did you plan it? So there's a lot of songs that have strings and even like horns on some of them. Did you envision that, or did a producer come to you and say, hey, what would be dope?
I was just like, that's what I want.
Okay. Well, there she goes.
There she goes. Yeah, that was just when we decided to do the Kickstarter for the record, I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to have strings and horns.
Oh, you did a Kickstarter?
Sweetest little fly.
Oh,
yes.
Was it still alive?
Yeah, it was just the smallest fly I've ever seen.
Yeah, don't kill it.
I won't.
I don't know. In my adulthood, I don't like kill bugs anymore.
No.
I just don't know why. I'm like, there's that spider. Do your thing.
Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah, go on, girl.
Yeah. No, I try not to. I don't want to kill anybody.
No, you don't want to end anybody's life, man.
No.
You're not here trying to kill nothing. Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Did you have any anxiety going into that? What was like the number you shot for?
We shot for $12,000.
Hot damn. Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you get it?
Yeah, we made it and made over that.
Was there any? Where'd you get to?
1,300.
So 1,300.
13,000.
13,000. Went for $12,000. Got 1,300.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Well, that would still be amazing.
Well, yeah, no, this will be. I mean, it's the fact that many people believe in your stuff to be like, hey, like we want to support you. Yeah. How does that make you feel?
I've got absolutely no words.
No words?
No words. Just like massive gratitude. And a lot of imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like so grateful that thinking about it could make me cry anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
But then it's also the imposter syndrome, like, you didn't do it.
That's not you.
That's not you.
You didn't deserve that.
People are seeing a different person.
Yeah, that could happen. I mean, that's a tough one. Does
I know,
imposter syndrome like strike at any point in time with you?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you like fend it off?
Positive self-talk,
yeah.
as they say on Instagram.
Okay. As the
I'm enough. Like that.
Do you ever roll your eyes at people that like post like the affirmations and the?
Oh yeah, but then I also like. There's so much validity to that stuff too, though.
Yeah.
So I try to be like, I am slightly bitter and a big critic of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I just want to be well. So I'll buy into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll post it.
I'll post it.
A parable, an affirmation.
Sure will. A Bible
quote.
verse.
Yes, sure. Why not? Hello.
If it's gonna help me and me alone.
That's all that matters. I don't care if it helps any of you. That being said, so imposter syndrome, and then where were we at from there? But what was causing? The Kickstarter.
Yes.
Because when I was listening to the album, I was like, oh damn! I mean, this is a lot. The production value was like through the roof.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Regina Spektor. Like it was like, this is pretty, heavy on the production.
Yeah.
Were you able to fit everything within the budget, or was there any point in time when you're like, oh man, I think we're gonna go over? This might get
we
wild.
did go over.
Okay.
And
well, good.
That's part of the reason why I moved home.
Oh, okay. There you go.
With mom and dad was I had something I wanted to do, and I was willing to help pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, making a record is very expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We wanted to do like a studio record, but you can do it in your friend's basement and make it sound just as good.
Or in your kitchen.
Yeah.
Now, how far do you want to go with the album?
I don't know.
It's the wrong answer. The answer is all the way.
Oh, well, yeah, anyways, all the way.
Yeah. Speaking of Instagram, so before this interview, I went over like some stuff that you've posted.
Yeah.
There's one thing, and I remember I tried to learn guitar when I was like younger, and I was like, some bullshit.
Yeah.
And I just like put it down because it's so frustrating. There is a video that you have that I've probably watched way too many times that I care to admit, and I laugh every time.
What
and you're trying to like get a thing right, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus. And when you do the Jesus part, I cry, and I'm just like, but you look sincerely just frustrated. How does singing versus writing versus guitar playing come into like the fold for you, and what is the toughest part? Because that video to me looked like viscerally like you wanted to take it and like honky tonk man it against the ground.
I did. I was having a good day though, so I just powered through. Okay. I don't understand music theory at all.
Yeah.
And so that the guitar is the most frustrating part for me, I think. Songwriting is very frustrating, and singing, it's all very frustrating.
Yeah.
But I try to like set like when I'm writing, I try to write something a little too hard for me to play.
Yeah.
Like a little too hard for me to sing.
Uh-huh.
Because that's the only way I know now to get any better. Is like, I'm going to have this run here. And I'm going to do it eventually.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And now it's all going to happen November 30th at the Cedar Cultural Center.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cedar Cult Center.
Yes.
There you go. Now, how do you feel going into this? You guys well rehearsed? How many rehearsals do you need to have before you do a show of this magnitude?
Man, we've been rehearsing 2 times a week for a month now.
Okay.
And our other players, like the strings and the horns, they're rehearsing out on their own, and then we're going to have a few full band rehearsals.
Wow.
And I've been rehearsing 3 to 4 times a week with the backup singers too.
Oh, that's dope.
So I have the band and then the backup singers. I'm training them in. I haven't been sleeping very much.
And as you said earlier, Lydia needs her sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
So we're going to see a sleepless Lydia on November 30th.
Yes.
Are you going to sleep afterwards?
Probably not.
Okay. Correct answer was I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, moving forward, so you got horns, backup singers, and then a band. I mean, at what point how do you organize all this and say, like, to yourself, like, I need all these things, and I give myself permission to get all these things? Like, did you have that in the beginning when you started making music, or how did you get to this point where you said, I want, the Cedar Cultural Center and all these people to play with me? Did that take time, or like, did you just start out thinking that, it's just me and my guitar, it'll be enough?
I think I immediately wanted a production. And I think it was less of a I deserve this kind of thought. I think it was more like, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I just do things, is like, okay, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah. Okay. Just do things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just sing and I do things.
Yeah, that's it.
There's your t-shirt.
Yeah.
I came across you and I was asking about the Cedar Cultural Center. And we were talking about venues and booking shows and playing live shows. And you said, it's depressing. What is depressing about it? And if on the flip, if there's anything that's encouraging about it, what is that?
I think I go about things I'm proving things to myself. I'm proving things to my parents.
Oh, okay.
I'm proving things to invisible they,
Yeah.
And I think the thing that's depressing about booking shows is the music scene in Minneapolis has changed a lot. Yeah. And it feels gone.
How has it
feels
changed,
like
do you
it's literally
think?
Gone. I don't know. I feel like everybody moved to LA or something.
Yeah.
Everyone's gone. And it's also just like really broken up.
Yeah.
It is not the same as when I was like 16 or 17 first gigging here. So getting people to go to shows is next to impossible. And then, I don't know. I think the thing that's really fun about them is the connection and the seeing everybody and all that. But it's hard to get to that place.
So that was back when you were 16 or 17?
Yeah, when it was like really popping off, the scene here at least.
Okay, and so now being 46, it's changed a lot.
Yeah, it sure has.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So why haven't you gone to LA?
That's too expensive.
I just can't do it.
I just literally can't do it.
So I was out in LA and I missed the joint, but the thing that was in Silver Lake, it was?
Yeah.
When you were playing out there? I remember when Silver Lake was like, yeah, man, this is a hip, like, side of town. And now it's out there and it's like, that's a $2 million house and it's smaller than,
right.
A $200,000 house in Minneapolis. I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
I have no idea. But when I was in LA, I decided I hated it and I never want to go back. Maybe once a year, tops.
Have you ever been to New Orleans?
No.
That's too bad.
Well,
you really should. There you go. Yeah. It's one of the greatest cities in the world.
I really want to go.
You should go down there.
Maybe I'll move there.
You should, yeah. And if you do, you go down to Peaches Records. I know the people that own the place. It's where Lil Wayne and the 504 Boys blew up.
I
started selling their mixtape out of there.
Just like Lil Wayne.
You are a little bit like Lil Wayne. You just do things and you don't care.
That's true.
And you just let it ride. So that being said, no LA. Scene has changed, and there's no venues that house like 100 to 150 people. Like what
Mortimer's.
Yeah, but then like I tried like emailing Mortimer's once, nothing back. Then I went in and I said, "Hey, who books here?" Like, hey, don't talk to me. Send an email. Like, like people get really like, bookers like get really like, whoa, I don't want to have this conversation right now. Okay,
whoa.
Just email me. It's on the website. Don't talk to me. And like I get it. I mean, used to tour and book a lot of shows, but like now it's like, yeah, all you got is Mortimer's.
It's true. And then First Ave is buying everything, and
you got a Fillmore coming downtown.
Yeah, and Live Nation.
Yeah, they're buying everything. Yeah.
Everything.
So Cedar Cultural Center is what capacity?
600
something. It's like a basketball arena. It's pretty big. Think you're going to sell it out? Why not?
Maybe. I mean, I'm hoping. I'm really hoping.
Yeah.
I know the Current is sponsoring. That'll be really huge.
Hey, that's nice.
So that'll be very, very, very helpful.
Yeah.
And a lot of grassroots, boots on the ground flyering and
friends doing favors.
Texting my aunts.
I need you there.
Please. If you, you haven't come to a gig since I was 17.
Pull that favor.
Exactly.
So you have the Nunnery opening up, which is one of my favorite artists in town.
Me too.
Oh my God, she's oof. And then who else is opening up?
Grandma's Boyfriend.
Yeah. Okay.
That's Haley Bonar.
That's Haley Bonar?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Was she got an AKA now?
Yeah.
Why did she go by Haley Bonar?
Well, I think this is another passion project.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is just her.
See, that's the thing.
Incognito.
That's the thing I can't understand. Like artists that have like Jack White, who's created like 5 different bands over the time. It's like, okay, cool, you had the money, but I just can never do that. I just see rappers like make different like groups and like, no, it's not that anymore. It's this. And it's like,
I can't keep track of myself. How could I ever have 5?
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. If you had an AKA, what would it be?
Fran Pancake.
Fran Pancake?
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to say Man About Town.
Oh, Man About Town too. God, wrong answer again.
Fran About Town.
Fran About Town. Ooh, that's Fran not bad.
Town. Okay, so just to go and wrap up the rest of these questions here. Yeah. So a lot of people talk about like, oh, my songs for summer and like, hot songs for summer. What would be your top 3 songs for winter that get you through the drudge and the abysmalness of winter that is sometimes, throughout February and January in Minnesota?
Oh, okay. I'm really obsessed with Love It If We Made It by the 1975 right now.
Ooh, 1975. Okay.
Holy shit. And Control by SZA is key.
Yeah.
Key. And then you gotta kind of let yourself dip in sometimes, dip a toe in, and listen to some like Bob Dylan or like S. Carey or even Bon Iver. Sometimes you really gotta.
Yeah, see, Bon Iver might take me too far down. I mean, I love it in the summer, but in the winter.
Their second record, the self-titled record.
Oh, self-titled. Yes. There we go.
Bon Iver.
Okay, and is there a go-to movie for the winter? Like, when winter comes around, there's like 2 or 3 films that I'm like, boom, 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 watching. Like, it's just gonna happen.
The Holiday, starring Jack Black, Kate Winslet, Cameron Diaz, and Jude Law.
Everybody switches it up. Yeah.
P.S. I Love You.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh, it's so sad.
And what's another good one? I'll just say Spirited Away, like
Spirited
we were talking
Away.
about earlier.
It doesn't even have that. It doesn't have to have anything to do with Christmas at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's like Goodfellas, Die Hard, and Love Actually.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just a go-to. It's just like, but it kind of, it's that discussion of is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not? And
yes, it is.
Yeah, I would say it is.
It is.
We just ruled that it is. It's official.
By law.
By law, the Man About Town.
Yes.
I just feel like I wish like there was like I like envision you as like a Robin Hood or like something that like you like do justice somewhere and then it just like has like spray painted on somewhere.
Man About Town.
The Man About Town.
God, yeah.
That's great.
God, yeah.
So one thing that happened recently, John Legend and Kelly Clarkson. Was it Kelly Clarkson?
Yeah.
What did they do?
I have no evidence or proof to back up my claim, but they rewrote Baby It's Cold Outside also. But I did it first.
When did you do it?
2016.
2016?
Yeah.
That's oh my God. I remember Adam telling me about this, and he was like, well, you gotta check out Lydia Liza. She's blowing up. Went viral. So you rewrote Baby It's Cold Outside.
Yes.
And what did you retitle it?
No.
No? Did like record labels ever come after you and like, hey girl?
No, we signed pretty immediately with Rock the Cause because we wanted to donate our proceeds. We wanted to monetize as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And donate the proceeds to sexual violence centers.
Yeah.
So we signed with Rock the Cause immediately. And that was pretty much it. But I was just like very busy doing a lot of interviews that winter. I was doing like People Magazine and Vanity Fair and like all this insanity. And then the next year I was interviewed by like New York Times and
wow. But and it took John Legend and Homegirl 3 years to come back and be like, that's a good idea.
I'm ready to start like a cage fight because their version is just bad.
I haven't heard it.
Don't.
I haven't even heard yours. So
well, don't.
I gotta listen to it.
Ours
don't do that.
If you compare them, you can tell that we were having a lot of fun. And with theirs, it's very snarky.
Well, John Legend, he has a cadence to him, like baby, it's cold. And like he sounds like he's smiling, like
that was really
like
good.
Pressing
yeah,
it. Yeah. Yes. I mean, like he has a thing to him, like. So maybe we've heard too much John Legend and Kelly Clarkson, and it comes off as inauthentic now.
And it is. And it is. It just is. And I was hoping that they would do something with the money they were going to make.
Ooh, see, now that's a missed opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they didn't do
but
anything.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't do
so
anything.
They're just going to put that in their pockets.
Yeah, or some, I don't know, upper, record label person is going to put that in their pockets.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't like that game.
But you still have to play the game, though.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that going forward? Like, with all this coming up, November 30th, all the interviews you've done in the past, and even looking at a touring schedule and knowing who you are beforehand and afterwards, what do you want for yourself, like, going forward?
That has been the hardest thing to define, especially this year, and especially with wanting something about music so badly. I don't know what it is. I know that like attention makes me very anxious. Mm-hmm. And the imposter syndrome that we talked about.
Yeah. I'm
just not sure what I want from it.
Yeah.
And I think I just want to be really good at it. I want to be a good songwriter. Mm-hmm. But I'm moving forward. I don't know. Well,
to wrap up, you did imply at some point that you might leave town.
Yes.
What are the top 3 places you would go to if you wanted to leave, if you left town?
I have actually been thinking about New Orleans a lot, so it's funny you brought that up.
Yeah.
Definitely Berlin and probably Stockholm, Sweden.
Stockholm, Sweden? Mm-hmm. If you watch the movie Burnt, Bradley Cooper,
Is that the cooking one?
Yeah. Recovering alcoholic, moves to New Orleans and banishes himself to shuck 1 million oysters. And he they start the movie when he's shucking like the final oysters, and he's like, all right, I'm going back to Paris, make this thing happen.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That one's, and that's, yeah. And New Orleans is a place where a lot of things can open up and happen for you. So.
Yeah.
But also,
I just want to like feel alive.
Yeah. Well, leave Minnesota.
Yeah. What is up with it?
Here?
Yeah.
Well, Minnesota was rated as one of the most unwelcoming states in the country, so much that it was affecting its economy. And the idea is that the top 2 demographics that were leaving were people that would come from out of town into here, and they'd be like, girl, what?
Yeah.
And they'd leave. And then young professionals of color, like myself, because the racial disparity in law enforcement, education, and employment is some of the top in the nation.
Damn.
So I think when you ask what is it with Minnesota, I would point blank say that it's probably something that has to do with a long legacy of some type of derivative of white supremacy and like cultural passive aggression brought from, like a dominant culture, white cultural effects, like a symptom of it. Like I don't know. The idea is like just to not talk about things when they pop up, and then, to also to also do the posturing a little bit and say, well, I'll give you directions anywhere except for my house.
Right.
You know, and so that gets to be, that can affect somebody. And I think I don't know, have you ever felt that in the music scene at all?
I don't know. A little, I guess.
Yeah.
But I've mostly felt it with women to women. I think it's very hard for women to get along.
Oh, really?
In this town. Just I think I've overcome a lot of that, but it can be a weird vibe for sure.
Yeah, and people just kind of cutting you out without telling you.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great. Oh, you emailed me about that tour, and now you're just not going to do it with me at all. Okay,
right.
Great. Okay, go. No, I'm fine. I'm just going to stay here.
You're right.
Yeah. Have you ever been to other cities, as we're still wrapping up, have you ever been to other cities and experienced like a different like music culture there? Like, oh, wow, everybody's really helping each other out here. Or, wow, people are even more closed off than Minnesota.
I don't think I've experienced enough to know. But I know when I was on tour that the bands we had opening up for us, it was just immediately like family vibes.
Yeah.
We ride or die kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just I'll do anything for you.
I'll
be there for you.
If
Can
you need
hear
me to
it?
cut somebody, I'll be there.
I'll be there for you.
I thought I'll be there. I was thinking of a different I'll be there for you.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah. There you go, yeah.
No, I was thinking of the
I'll
Friends
be there for you.
theme song.
Yeah, the guy that those guys are from Minnesota.
What the fuck?
Still making that money off that. Ooh. How nice would that be to have like a hit song and make passive income from it? Oh, wait, you kind of got that already, right? So, yeah.
It's not the same vibe, but...
No, it isn't. No,
boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
That'd be nice if I could move out of my parents' house.
Well, you probably could. I mean, like if you can make, if you have 50,000 monthly listeners, you can make $300 to $400 a month from Spotify. That's just shaboom. I'm sure you know how it works, but whatever that does turn into, we all look forward to seeing it and hopefully having you back. You know, when you've made the release. And are you going to tour with this album? No. Okay. Well, there might
not as far as we know yet.
Yeah.
It's just been focusing on this release, and then hopefully planning a tour. Next year.
Okay. Cool.
Tough stuff.
All right. Well, tough stuff, but also, I mean, it's rewarding, I assume.
It definitely is.
All right, man, about time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
All right, there we go. And it'll fade out at that point.
Perfect.